Thanks for coming, everybody. In case you don't know me, I'm Eric Hudson. I'm the general manager of hockey operations for the Utah Grizzlies, and we'd like to kick off the 2025-2026 season in a positive note. The first week of free agency has gone extremely well for the Utah Grizzlies with some large signings, as you've seen coming out in the news. But I wanted to start this press conference off by saying that 2025-2026 is going to be the year that the Grizzlies make a run at the Kelly Cup. And putting pieces in place for that are extremely important, but it's also important to remember the legacy that the Utah Grizzlies have. And that's what this season is going to be all about for us. 30 plus years of Grizzly hockey in West Valley City, winning traditions, Hall of Fame coaches, and obviously our fearless leader, Kevin Bruder, who passed away suddenly this year, are all going to be in the forefront of our minds as we take the ice and we build this franchise for the season. Hoping for the best results, we are expecting nothing less than to honestly make a strong run at the Kelly Cup and representing the Maverick Center, the Bruder family, and the Utah Grizzlies with honor, respect, and hard work. That being said, and without further ado, we are here today for one specific reason, and that is to introduce the bench boss for the 2025-2026 season. And to do that, I feel like there's no better person than our director of broadcasting, Tyson Whiting. Tyson, do you want to come over here and talk a little bit about JB? Sounds good. Tyson Whiting, everybody.
One of the things over the last 30 seasons, the Utah Grizzlies have had a tradition of great coaches, dating all the way back to the IHL era, where Butch Goring led the Grizzlies to the 1996 Turner Cup Championship. Bob Bourne coached 2 years in the IHL, and both Goring and Bourne were four-time Stanley Cup champions with the New York Islanders back in the early 1980s. In the AHL era, Don Hay led the Grizzlies for 3 seasons. Incidentally enough, John Mechanic worked with Don Hay in the WHL. Former NHLer Pat Conacher led the Grizzlies for 1 season in the 2004-05 campaign. When the Grizzlies transitioned into the ECHL, Jason Christie led the Grizzlies for 3 years. Christie is the all-time winningest coach in ECHL history. After that, he was followed up by Kevin Cawley, who had 5 very entertaining years as Grizzlies head coach. Cawley's a former NHL player. He was followed up by Tim Branham, who came to the Grizzlies after winning a Kelly Cup with the Reading Royals. And Coach Branham is the winningest head coach in Utah Grizzlies history. He was followed up by Ryan Kanasiewicz, who's the Grizzlies' all-time leader in goals, assists, and points. Kanasiewicz led the Grizzlies for 4 seasons, including leading the team to their first ever division championship in 2022. John Mechanic becomes the 9th head coach in Utah Grizzlies history. He began his coaching career in the early 1990s as an assistant coach under future Jack Adams Award winner Ted Nolan, where together they won a Memorial Cup in 1993. Mechanic led the 2003 Pittsburgh Force to a USA Hockey Junior A National Championship. He spent 4 seasons as the associate head coach of the Everett Silvertips of the WHL, where he served under former NHL head coach Kevin Constantine. In their first year as an expansion franchise, the Silvertips became the first and only CHL team to make it to the league finals in their first year. He was promoted to head coach of the Silvertips in 2006, where he won 66 games in 2 seasons. Mechanic has additional stops in the WHL as an associate head coach in Seattle and Vancouver, where he served under former NHL and the aforementioned former Grizzly coach Don Hay. In total, John has coached over 60 NHL draft picks. He last coached in the NAHL with Wenatchee, as well as the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. The last 2 seasons, he was part of the staff of the NCDC's Idaho Falls Spud Kings, who won the 2025 Dineen Cup Championship in only their 2nd year of existence. We're certainly thrilled to have John as a new member of the Grizzlies as the bench boss for the 2025-26 season. We'd also like to welcome Ryan Anderson as an assistant coach for the Grizzlies. Anderson was the head coach of the NAHL's Amarillo Wranglers, where he had a winning season with a record of 32-20-8. Anderson last season was an assistant coach with the ECHL's Reading Royals, where he worked under former Grizzly defenseman Jason Binkley. Anderson, when he joins the Grizzlies for the upcoming season, it will be the 21st straight season where the Grizzlies have a player or coach with the first or last name of Ryan. Jack Skilly also joins the Grizzlies as an assistant coach and director of skill development. Skilly was the 7th overall draft pick by the Chicago Blackhawks back in 2005. Skilly won a national championship as a player with the Wisconsin Badgers. Skilly played in 368 NHL games over a 10-season stretch where he played for Chicago, Florida, Columbus, Colorado, and Vancouver. He appeared in 6 games with the Blackhawks during their 2009-2010 Stanley Cup championship season. It appears that all 3 coaches certainly have skills that complement each other very well. We certainly miss Mr. Bruder, who passed away in May, and it's certainly odd not having him here, as he was a man of great character, great leadership, and he is definitely missed every single day. There's been a lot of great things happening with the Grizzlies franchise. For the 2nd consecutive year, the Grizzlies have won multiple league awards. Flocka ended up winning the Sells Rookie of the Year, and the Grizzlies also won the award for the Specialty Jersey of the Year, which was on fishing night on February 15th, where the Grizzlies hooked the Steelheads with a 6-5 victory in an overtime game winner that was scored by first-team All-League defenseman Derek Daschke. We're certainly gone through quite a bit over the last couple months. But it's amazing. The office has shown a great amount of determination, resiliency, and character. And great things are happening with the Grizzlies. And we've got a lot of great people in the Grizzlies office who certainly deserve great things to happen, not only now, but in the future. We're certainly thrilled to have John Buchanan as the 9th head coach in Utah Grizzlies history. Welcome aboard, John.
Thanks, Tyson. Listening to go through the list of the previous coaches, I'm not sure I'm worthy of this position, but I do not take it lightly. It says you've had some unbelievable hockey people associated with this organization, and obviously it's a privilege, and I'm humbled to have this opportunity. I wanted to first thank Eric Hudson and the Elmore Sports Group. I've been fortunate enough to be working for this company the last couple of years, and for someone that's been a career coach to work with someone like Eric and for this company, people ask me all the time, I've been around for 40 years in this business. It is the best organization I've ever worked for, the best company I've ever worked for. So I don't say that lightly. And for the people that are part of this family, the Elmore Sports Group family, I think we all know what a wonderful organization it is to work for. So again, privilege for me to have the ability to extend this working opportunity with them. The city of West Valley, Utah has supported this organization for 30 years. And in those 30 years, they've seen a lot of great players, coaches come through the doors. And obviously the 96 season probably be memorable to most as winners of the Turner Cup. And so I would be remiss not to acknowledge and thank the players, the coaches, the support staff, everybody that's been here through these 30 years of the Utah Grizzlies existence, because they really have created this platform, this foundation for me to step into. It's always easier to step into an organization where the people before you have done all the hard work and made this all happen. So again, I'd be remiss not to acknowledge those people. And then lastly, when you get a call from, in this case, Eric, when someone offers you a position to be the head coach, your initial feeling is always a feeling of excitement, right? It's that exciting feeling of, I got another chance, I got another shot. And then instantly, that excitement for me personally turns to fear. And it's not the fear of failure, not the fear of losing, but for me, it's the fear of disappointment. And I've always felt that I was driven by that fear of disappointing. And in this particular case, I have a fear of disappointing Eric and the Elmore Sports Group, but more importantly, my family. My family that's been there, the people that have been there and been supportive through all the years as these positions come and go. And so you want to do them right, and you want to make them proud of the job that you do. So that's what motivates me. When people ask me at my age, what motivates you? It's just the fear of, like I said, letting people down that count on you. and look to you. And I've been a big believer. I've worked for Eric now the last couple of years, and I joke with the players as we've chatted on the phone. I believe I'm the least important person in the organization. All right. And what I mean by that is the players play the game. At the end of the day, the players are the one that people pay to come see. They're not here to see me. I'm here for the media to be the whipping person when things don't go well and hopefully deflect the praise to everybody else when the team does well. As we build this team, and I think it's been maybe 10 days to 2 weeks that we've been at this, we've spent every day on the phone talking to our current players, talking to future players. And you get asked all these questions, and so I'm sure the media will have questions as to how do you want your team to play. And there's the typical questions that get asked of a coach when he takes on, whether it's a hockey job, a football job, or any type of job in sports. There's a lot of cliche answers. But for me, what I believe in and what I want this organization to believe in for the next 9 to 12 months is that our players are an orchestra. Each of them play an instrument. Some play instruments that are more significant to the music that comes out, to the sound that comes out, but nonetheless, they each play an instrument. I am the maestro with the baton. That's all I am. I'm the person waving the baton and trying to make this beautiful music come out of this group of players. And the quicker that we can acknowledge that every instrument is important for that beautiful music to come out, the quicker we're going to become a team that is not only a team in the truest sense, but a championship team. So every player needs to care about the player next to them. For us to create a winning environment, a winning culture, all right, we have to care about each other. We have to respect the personal and professional goals of the player next to them. And we have to respect what they bring to the team. Because we are at a level of hockey where the players come up and down and they go from one level to the next. And if we appreciate where that player is coming from and where that player is trying to go, we will have success. Whether that means that's going to be resulting in a Kelly Cup championship, that will be determined at the end. I won't make promises. I won't make any assurances other than this is our culture. I want everybody to embrace that culture because we are one big family. Some of us spend more times during the hockey season, especially as coaches, with this team than we do with our own families. So we need to respect that as such. I don't overthink what my job is or what my role is as the head coach. Again, Eric and the Elmore Sports Group afforded me a great luxury in bringing Ryan Anderson on and Jack Skilly on. That is a luxury at this level to have two such accomplished assistant coaches. They will make me look better. I'm smart enough and old enough to know right now what I don't know. Through the years of failure, I've learned that it's okay not to know everything. I realize that. So I know that both of those young men will make me look a lot smarter than I really am. And for the players that are coming in, again, I'm old enough to be every one of this team's father, so I look at them as still as young men that need not only hockey guidance, but guidance as they navigate this world of adulthood and fatherhood and all these other things that they're starting to impact their lives. I want to create an environment that is fun. And what I mean by fun is it's a place that they want to come to work every day. And, you know, these guys all started playing at a young age because it was fun. And then you get to the level where now it's your job. And sometimes the fun goes out of it. So we've got to make it a fun environment. But we also have to make it an environment where they get better. Because this is not the end destination for these players, as we all know. This is the start or the middle of their journey. But in getting better, there's expectations, and those expectations come in practice. They come in video meetings. They come in how we prepare, how we work out. So I am a teacher, as if any of you have done any research, it's what I do. I believe in teaching the game. I believe in making players better. I believe in making people better. At the end of the year, I will not myself judge myself on the wins and losses. I will beat myself up over it, good and bad, but I will judge myself on whether the players are better people and better players. And if I've done that, then I've done right by those players in the locker room. I know I will have done right by Eric, and I know that Kevin Bruder would be proud of the job that I did this year with the Grizzlies. So again, thank you to everybody for this opportunity. I do not take it lightly. I'm humbled. I hope that at the end of the year, I bring not only the staff and the players, but the people of West Valley, lots of memories and lots of good memories this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, JB. It's an honor to have you. As you know, I look up to you more than just a coach, but as a mentor. But are there any questions from the media that would like to be addressed today?
Yeah. What qualities did you see in both Ryan Anderson and Jack Skilly to hire them as assistant coaches, and what are they going to bring to the team?
That's a great question. You know, for us, we wanted a well-rounded staff, and so we've got. If you look at all three of our coaches, we've got John Buchanan, who's been around the game for 30 plus years. He brings the hockey IQ and the systems and the structure to our game. You know, Ryan Anderson is a detail-oriented coach. He is a journeyman. His work ethic is second to none. Not a lot of people know this, but he spent some time in the Navy developing good habits. I expect him to treat all of our players and show them what a true professional looks like, both in work ethic and time spent at the arena. And then the third dimension to our coaching staff this year being Jack Skilly. It's very rare that you have someone of his skill level available to you as a director of skill development. So one of the things that these guys need to continue to get better in their career is that aspect on the ice. And so we look to Jack to spend a lot of time on the ice with our guys during practice and working on their individual skills. And so we have a nice 3-tiered coaching system right now in place, and I think it's probably one of the most well-rounded staffs in the ECHL.
A question for John. Between his time in the NAHL and with the Spud Kings, you had a pretty interesting run with Pyramid Hockey and then later the Prospect Exchange. What was that experience like for about 8 years?
Well, in 2016, I stepped away from bench coaching. I just, you know, as you raise your children and you become a little bit older and you look at them purely as human beings and not athletes anymore, you start to get a different feel. And I felt at that point, the junior level of hockey, although they said they were about the players, they weren't really about the players. And so I'm not a very smart guy, but I told my wife, I'm going to step away and I'm going to start a company. And again, I'm not a businessman at all, but I started Pyramid Hockey, which was basically taking what my strengths were as a coach and sharing it and start working with coaches and players all over the world. And I never anticipated it becoming to the magnitude it did, where, you know, just through social media and a simple Twitter account back in 2016, it built into something that probably at some point led me to Eric, quite honestly. And I'm a guy that gets bored real easy, and I do like building things. The thing I think I love most about this situation is we're actually building a team. Like we're looking for certain pieces. And so, you know, at the time, I felt there wasn't enough exposure for players, and I came up with a software idea, which was the Prospect Exchange, and was the CEO of that for several years and was still doing IQ. But I had to work really hard because I'm not very smart. And so I found that I was just going to work people and find ways to be successful and knock on doors and sit with teams and sit with players and basically sell the software. And it, you know, very proud moment when I did sell the company and got back into hockey again, thanks to Eric. But I'm a career hockey person. I don't ever see retiring. You get to meet people, and you know, Eric and I were blessed yesterday. We got to sit down with John Ferguson of the Utah Mammoth, and you know, John's again a career hockey person, a great hockey family, and he said, you know, John, you just never know. You just never know. Our game's such a weird game. You know, you look for jobs and they're never there, and then when you're not looking, something like this falls on your lap. And he said, have fun with it. You know, I know you're going to do more than a good job, but just enjoy it because you don't know what it could lead to, right? And so I start the season with no grandeur of vision beyond that. I think part of the youth's challenges today, and when I say youth, I don't know what ages that all falls in now because of my age, but most people don't live in the present. And I tell the players, water where your roots are. Like, don't look at watering the grass where your roots aren't planted, because that's not going to help you grow as a person or grow as a professional hockey player. So keeping everybody in the present and enjoying what we have today. I'm a big believer in having a bunch of good todays for a great tomorrow. So that will be the challenge that we have with these players, is creating that environment where, like, let's stay where we are right now, enjoy it, and then tomorrow's another day that hopefully we can enjoy and make memories. Thanks.
Any other questions? So I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming today. Obviously, we want to thank the city of West Valley, the home for the Grizzlies for the last 30 years. We want to thank the Maverick Center staff. It takes a lot to put on a hockey game. The Elmore Sports Group, and all of the fans that are going to come out and watch the Grizzlies compete this season. Our goal, John's goal, maybe not be the wins and losses, but I'm a big believer in manifesting things, and the more you talk about it, the more likely it is about to happen. And so when we win the Kelly Cup this year, we're going to share it with everybody here in West Valley. So thanks for coming, and let's go Grizzlies.